Opening up, UFC Vegas 73. We have Takashi Sato taking on Themba Gorimbo. Takashi Sato 16-6 overall, 1-4 in his last 5. He is riding a 3-fight skid. He's taking on Themba Gorimbo, 13-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, and he is coming off that submission loss to AJ Fletcher. This is an interesting fight to break down. Let's look at these odds, Jakey. Takashi Sato opened as a heavy underdog, and now it is a straight-up pick'em. So a lot of money came in on Takashi, where I'm frankly on the other side, and I saw the odds when they had already leveled, and I'm like, wow, Themba, all right, solid underdog here, because Takashi Sato, he is a striker. He's got solid power, decent timing, decent volume. He turns it on if he feels like he's got you out of there, but he is hittable, and he's at that Chase Sherman effect where he doesn't move his head, so you can light him up, you can touch him, you can do what you want there, you can take him down as well. And you can get him out of there. And I feel like he's on the downside of his career, which is why these odds are very surprising to me. He's taking on Themba Gorimbo, who is a grappler, but he's also a very good striker. He's a distance striker, manages range well, picks his shots. He's super long for this weight class, and he does a good job sort of keeping you at bay. And then he'll come in, he'll charge forward, he'll look for those takedowns, he'll get them, he'll make you carry his weight if you're trying to take him down. And he's coming off that loss to AJ Fletcher, but that was actually a quality loss. I like that quite a bit. I thought he looked pretty good in that because, frankly, he never looked panicked. You kind of look good
all the time, to be honest with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's the Hollywood glow.
Except you're looking a little squatty today.
It's I am looking.
I don't know if you want to address it or if you want people just to assume that they finally realize how short you actually are.
No, I'm super short, and I'm also much farther from the camera in this new setup, but short. Anyway, I like Themba Gorimbo. Sato is better than his recent record, but I like Themba to get it done. I think he can out-wrestle if he needs to, and I think he honestly can outstrike here as well. I think Takashi Sato is sort of on the downstroke of his career and is just kind of showing up at this point. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I'm on the same side as you, and the glaring weakness is the greatest strength of Themba, and that is the takedown defense of Soto. You see it time and time again, and it's not like I feel like anyone can wrestle this guy, let alone some good grapplers, and the good grapplers are taking him down, and Themba is one of those, I don't want to say a high-level grappler. I think he's a high-level grappler, maybe not wrestling, and maybe not his takedowns, but they should be way, way good enough to get this fight to the ground. That's where he's going to dominate. I mean, you saw Gunnar hold him to the ground. Every time he took him down, not only did he take him down, but he held. I mean, that guy was going nowhere once somebody gets on his back. And not only is Themba good at getting the takedowns, but he is so good at getting to people's backs. And I believe that he's going to find the submission in this fight. But as you mentioned, on the feet, he can do some things as well. I do worry, if it keeps standing, if he shoots a couple takedowns. He got tired in that last fight, but you mentioned that was a tough fight versus AJ. I mean, he was like fully mounted like for 4 minutes against AJ in that first round, but he was trying the whole time to get back to his feet. So there was a reason he was exhausted. But if a couple takedowns get stuff and this turns into a standing match, I'm a little bit worried for Themba, but he should be able to do enough in the striking to get to the takedowns and kind of win the fight there. So I'm pretty high on him this week and see how it plays out.
Yeah, we're on the same side here. I don't have a bet on Themba, but I do think he gets it done. At one point, he was a straight up underdog, plus money underdog. The lines now come back the other way. And I'm curious to see what happens at weigh-ins because Themba's a big dude for this weight class. 6'1". He's not like scrawny. So I think people are going to see the weigh-ins and be like, wait a minute. Like, this is even money right here.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah. So,
and they're going to really think that when he shoots that first takedown because Sato's going to be on his back, then he's going to be on his back and it's be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a solid underdog spot there. And DraftKings Fantasy, it's full-blown underdog. And a lot of you, we've been showcasing the winnings, $150,000 in winnings in the last 2 weeks alone. And a lot of people say, what is that? What is that? What is that? It's DraftKings Fantasy is where a lot of that, there's obviously a lot of bets as well, but the DraftKings Fantasy was at 78,000, 50,000. And that's the number you see at the top. You have a budget, you draft some fighters, they score fake points, and then whoever has the most points wins, just like fantasy football. I think Themba Gorimbo could be a very solid $8,000 play here because he's an underdog in as far as DraftKings is concerned. He can get aggressive with his takedowns. He can work submissions. And Takashi Sato is a guy, he's coming off a knockout, a very quick knockout loss. Like, he's a guy you can get out of there. So I think Themba's solid at $8,000. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. And some people are probably going to say, "Well, Gunnar didn't submit him or whatever." But I think in that fight he was going like full defense, right? Once
Yeah, yeah.
Gunnar, he understood the threat of Gunnar, and it was basically, "I don't want to get submitted." And when somebody's playing to not get submitted, it's really hard to submit them. But I believe against Themba, he's seen people out scramble Themba, and he's going to try to get to his feet, and that's when people get caught in submission. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic value for DraftKings.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And if you guys want to check out our full DraftKings Insight information, just go to weonpicks.com, click become a member. It's $10. You're going to unlock a DraftKings optimizer, which will literally build lineups for you. You're going to get the ownership projections, all the insight. We just straight up list our best picks at certain price points, depending on what kind of entry you're going to do. Weonpicks.com. It's $10 a month.